Hey, it's Tim, Pickup Truck Plus SUV Talk. I'm here on a cold and nasty day in San Diego, but I want to tell you about the Chevy Colorado behind me. I'll give you my top 5 likes and 5, well, not so much, my dislikes on this new 2023 model. Now, I can't tell you driving impressions, you gotta check back on Friday for that. I can't get the information out until that deadline, but I can tell you 5 likes. So let's start with this number 1. This is the Trail Boss version, and I'm gonna talk a little loud because this highway is kind of busy, but I really like what they've done here. It really looks sharp. It looks great on a trail. I'll show you some footage of different colors and things on the trail. And I just think overall, it just looks like a beefy off-road truck that's not so big. It's not as big as a Raptor. You don't have to have, you know, bigger size. Fits in the trail nicely. The second thing I like is the stance. It's no rake. It's higher up, bigger tires, 2-inch lift from factory. I mean, you don't have to do anything else to this truck. You can modify it the way you want to, make some changes, but straight from the factory, you have a great stance, a great profile, and again, 2-inch lift, additional ground clearance. And speaking of ground clearance, number 3 thing I like of this truck is they basically fix the suspension. So it used to be on the rear suspension back here, you would have the pumpkin would kind of be down, the rear shocks would be even lower than the pumpkin, even, you know, the spare tire hanging out a little low. Also going on, they've really cleaned this up. So the shocks moved out, the shock, bottom of the shock is up a little bit, the spare tire is now tucked up a little bit more, and it works so much better in an off-road situation. Let's talk about the inside. I'll hop inside for a minute. Another thing I like, my 4th thing I like is overall interior. It just works. You know, like this is very much the Trail Boss trim. You have very much black plastic everywhere. Higher trims, Z71, a little bit different interior, but as far as styling and features, but it just overall, it fits people well. It's good headroom. It just overall is a good layout. And the 5th thing I like, number 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, is price. So you can get this in a work truck trim for $30,000. 30 grand, and you get that big screen as part of standard equipment. Those are 5 good things I like about this truck. Let's talk about 5, well, not so much. Okay, let's talk real fast about lighting. It's been a topic in this online you've seen already. We have no dial over here. There's no dial to turn lights on or fog lamps or anything like that. There's nothing. What they did instead, which is interestingly clever, is you press a button here and you have auto, you know, your lights on auto mode, or you go in here and you go to controls and you can change the lights there, right? So it's interesting. I don't know if I don't know, it's creating the question that we never thought we'd ask. Do you need a dial? Or do you not need a dial? That's a very interesting one. And I'm going to add this to my 5 good things, 5 bad things video, so I'll put this right in. You're watching this now. Because there's a lot of things on this that are like maybes. It's like a maybe. Is it a big deal or not deal? I mean, that thing like Trail Boss doesn't get cooled seats or heated seats, but the Z71 does. Big deal, no big deal, right? It's a lot of oddball stuff like that. So this one's a really interesting one, and I'll be curious guys' thoughts on, do you actually need a dial? Do you need that dial at all or not? Interesting stuff. And then, oh, this is another thing. There's a little storage back here, right? On the Z71, this is a speaker. So you can actually put like binoculars right up here and not have to worry about them going around the dash. You can actually put them in there and pull over. Whereas the Z71 with the speaker, somehow I got to cover that up in contraption. Very interesting stuff. Okay, let's talk about the 5 things I don't really like about this truck. And I'll do the exterior first because, again, loud roads. But one thing that I noticed immediately was they love this high gloss black lacquer back here. And they have this really nice trim here to step on. and really good for your feet. But then this is a high gloss black. I don't understand it. Like, I'd rather have this color, this like plasticky on here, so if it gets beat up and scratched, I don't have to worry about it. It's going to be a rougher material, and they use it elsewhere in the truck, and I'm not a big fan of that, but I just think that that could be a different kind of styling. Second thing that I don't really like about this truck is the mirror size. They're kind of weird. They're small, and so I'm thinking about like towing. This tow is like 7,700 pounds, and I don't know if you can see very much of towing. You have to do extendable mirror, stuff like that to make that work. The mirror size is a little bit weird to me, and I know the profile, you do gain a lot of aerodynamic benefits and mile per gallon by making a smaller mirror. It does make a benefit, but I don't know. Not very big. Okay. Number 3 thing that most people don't like online, and I'm going to use my friend Dan Edmonds, suspension tuna, is going to be rear seat legroom. So Dan is 6'2". He's got a seat up front set for him, and now he's got this seat set for him. And yeah, that's how that works. All right, we'll leave Dan back there. We'll leave him trapped. Let me hop in the truck. I'll tell you my last 2 things. Okay, number 4, I think we're at number 4. And this is interesting. Dan brought this up. I give him props for this. Is no upfitter switches. Nothing. So if you want to add an external light bar, you want to add any sort of switches here, like say you want to put an air compressor on the switch, you have nothing. There's no air compressors, switches, upfitter switches, anything that you can add to the truck. And it seems like an off-road truck, you want to have an air compressor, maybe additional lights, things like that. I'm surprised there's nothing there. And number 5. Number 5 is, if you look at the drive modes in this truck, we have off-road, which is pretty cool. We have tow haul. We have the train mode, which is great because it's one pedal off-road driving. We have normal mode, and we have off-road. Like, I just want a sport mode. I want to be able to tap into this performance when I want it in a sport setup, and I'm surprised they don't have it. They don't have it at all. They were talking about doing it maybe with the ZR2 because that makes some sense. I can see it making sense with ZR2, but in this case, I have no sport mode, which I kind of want to open it all the way up and see how fast this thing goes. Can't do that. Okay, so like I said, on Friday, come back. We'll have drive impressions. That whole video goes live. I may have him make a cameo again. So check out other videos over here. Again, I'll put Dan's channel down in the description. Website down below as well, pickuptrucktalk.com. Whew, I'm gonna go get some whiskey and warm up. As always, thanks for watching. I will see you down the road.